You guys know what time it is. It's Gods with Rods time. Gods with Rods. Gods with Rods. I am thrilled. I am excited. Gods with Rods. Not rods from God. Significantly less cool. A feat of engineering and science wasted on a literal dick-waving weapon of mass destruction. I expected better from you, America. We've all heard the tales. Tales of Zeus's mighty thunderbolt, of Poseidon's girthy trident, of Thor's immense hammer, and most importantly for us today, the tales of Priapus and his great, veiny, show-stealing. But what if I told you? What if I told you that there is a better tale out there, a more interesting tale, a tale of the Greco-Roman pantheon, no less, the tale of Uranus and Venus. And no, stop. I know what you're thinking. You've seen the title of the video. Stop. Stop presuming provocative situations. Stop assuming a ship. Stop processing a ship. Close down the shipyard. Nothing kinky happens in this particular story. I mean, Grandma, you might want to still pass on this one for the kids. Very educational, not kinky, still unsafe for work environments. Got it? Oh, and if you really need to ship these two, they are technically a father and a daughter, so it's incest, so keep it far away from me. Just over someplace I don't have to see it or know that you've made it. Please. No, no. You see, Uranus is a vital part of the epic of the Greco-Roman gods. Picture it. Kronos versus his progeny. Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, and others that existed in the pantheon. Yes, an epic clash which would ultimately end with Cronus cast into Tartarus to spend eternity with those homely titans. Picture it in your mind. And now clear your mind of that picture. For this particular chapter of the epic, we need to go back further, deeper into the past and longer. You see, long before Zeus overthrew Kronos, Kronos, he did his own old man even more dirty. You see, Uranus was the god embodiment of the sky, and the husband-son of Gaia. Don't think about it, don't think about it, don't think about it. The divine embodiment of the earth, Mother Earth, if you would. And long story short, together, Uranus and Gaia made some damned ugly babies. I'm talking Cyclops. I'm talking Titans. I'm talking Hecatoncheires. Whatever the hell those are. And so Uranus is a bit of a loser, afraid of commitment to his children and of the immense homeliness of his children, and generally not willing to stick around and participate in basic parental responsibility. And so what does this deadbeat dad do? He imprisons his children within the body of his own baby mama. Needless to say, Gaia was not super down with this. This was not a fun, happy time experience for her. So she put Cronus, the youngest and presumably least homely of her children, up to the task of giving the old man what for. And so Cronus, noble Cronus, he put aside his iconic harp and he took up his also iconic sickle. He went to Uranus the next time he came around the place, and he said to him these iconic words: "I came here to kick ass and harvest grain, and I'm all out of grain." And that's what had happened. Cronus grabbed our boy Uranus and he threw him into the sea after he diced his proverbial kiwis with his harvesting implement, of course. Uranus fell into the ocean with a great big old splash. His blood mingled with the ocean. It mixed with the seas, and it formed into the badass Furies, the hulking giants, and the arboreal melee, or tree nymph in dummy English for you normies. And the foam from the wound became Venus, the now infamous, well-known goddess of not having any freedom. After this, Uranus, understandably, buggered right off and never again returned to the earth, to Gaia, to bother her again. Which is presumably why these days people are much more comfortable referring to Uranus by his anglicized name, Uranus.
Thanks for the mask thing, man. I mean, oh no, look!
So, but...
Now, don't get me started, sister. I mean, those boners down around the Mediterranean just love, and I mean love, to give the objects of their worship big old boners. I mean, it must be in the water. I mean, look. The Italian Renaissance, hyper-Catholic Italy. They have a artistic revolution. And then, next thing you know, full nudity in their artwork. And even worse than that, the disgusting degeneracy of having male genitalia on display for everyone to see. Ugh. Man, do not get me started on ancient Egypt. The gem of the Nile, erecting great monuments, rising to supremacy in the Middle East. Wrong. Depicting their gods fully erect as they get a divine rise out of thousands of years of mortal voyeurism for their divine exhibitionism. And it would be one thing if it was just lesser gods like Min. But come on, Sobek, Amun, really? Really, man? You can't have these major gods swinging it around the town like it was about to go down. What the heck? I mean, maybe old Sobek just wanted to illustrate to Becky which god had the longest river, if you know what I mean. And don't even get me started on Nut. Nut? Really? Really, guys? That's what we're gonna go with for the goddess of the sky? Nut? Couldn't have been the god of macho, virile masculinity, or the god of secret, hidden shame. Though, now that I think of it, you can't really have one of those things without the other. Catholic Church, there's still time. We need a saint for it, ASAP. All right, boys and girls, it's story time. You see, long ago, when your boy was just a wee lad in every way but one, I worked at a summer camp. I was young, impressionable, naive, and conservative. And worst of all, I was vehemently religious. It was the end of the season, and I was spending my last 2 days busily tucking away people's large, floppy, expandable canvas tents, as you do at the end of the summer season. And that is when it happened. I saw it on the inside wall of the canvas tent. A poem so vile, so suggestive, so insidious, that it scarred my young psyche. I buried the knowledge, the memory of this disgusting poem for my whole life. I still don't have it. I remember the experience, but I can't bring my mind to unveil the cosmic horror that is this dirty jot somebody put on the side of this tent. I personally never thought that I would live to see the day when I would see anything even nearly as provocative upon the side of a domicile ever again in my life or in the next life. But then I discovered Bhutan, the happiest nation on earth. They call these weens the flaming thunderbolt of wisdom. And the history of phallic art in the Himalayas goes way, way back. However, at the heart of that history is a character whose flaming wisdom burned so bright that it became incurably associated with the practice, especially in Bhutan. They call him Drupka Kunle, and he was a Buddhist monk who lived quite some time ago. And let me tell you, and I mean this when I say it, he was the best monk ever. Full stop. First off, Kunle practiced what we Americans might call traditional family values. And like most God-fearing Western family men, Kunle chose to spread his enlightenment through the arts of womanizing and drunken revelry. And of course, much like the average American family man, he ultimately turned in his monastic vows to start a family of his very own. Now, people, before you all get excited about the heathen wiles of this so-called mad monk, it's worth noting that his seemingly inappropriate behavior is celebrated to this very day as a deliberate flaunt of the prudish outlook of Kunle's contemporary religious organizations. After all, Buddhism is about moderation, and only the Sith deal in absolutes. I think Gandhi said that. And now, I know what you're saying. You're saying, hey, but what's this got to do with the penises and that? And to that, my strongly accented friend. I say we must cross from history into the realm of legend. You see, if legends are to be believed, then Kunle's wisdom was good for more than just impressing the ladies. Apparently his immense rod was good for battling demons too. And apparently he frequently weaponized his girth to intimidate and flummox his demonic opponents into submission. In fact, he apparently established his monastery in Punaka atop the site of a particularly epic battle against a demoness. He buried her upon the premises in the form of a monstrous dog. Of course, they built the fertility altar right on top of this monstrous fiend's resting place, if legend is to be believed. What could go wrong? I mean, what could possibly go wrong with that? I mean, to illustrate the hubris present here, not only did they build their little shrine and monastery atop the resting place of a pacified demon, but they named the place Chi Mi Lakang. And I apologize if I mispronounced that. I'm not good, okay? Sorry? Okay. This name basically translates to, get this, no dog temple. So follow me. You awaken from centuries of demonic slumber only to find your grave is a fertility shrine decorated with ornate schlongs called the No Dog Temple, established by the guy who beat you with his ornate schlong until you became a dog monster and then buried you beneath temple grounds. The hubris. It's just asking. It's asking for an event, you know. It's asking for it. Grade A decisions. Why do we bury demons in these places? There has to be a better place. Take them away from where people will be asking for baby names, maybe. Just an idea. The legend of Kunle's mighty thunderbolt would go on to become irrevocably associated with the traditional phallus of yore. In fact, Chi Mi Lakang draws in people from around the globe, desperate for children for some reason. Children of their own loins specifically, of course. These men, women, and couples arrive only to be whapped on top of the head by a ceremonial wooden peen. This might work. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. It's like the tides. You don't know how the tides work. How do magnets work? The mysteries of science. Can a wooden peen impregnate you through head whoppage? We don't know.
Thanks for the mask thing, man. I mean, oh no, look!
Quetzalcoatl.
Oi! Oi! Lads, tell me, do you think you're baller? Do you think that you're macho? Tell me, do you think you're as cool as a holy man who battles the forces of darkness with his schlong? Do you think you're as cool as a castrated incest daddy? Do you think you're as dope as Nut? Maybe. But I'm willing to bet that you're not even half as cool as Aztec Daddy Prime himself, the big man, or the big feathered serpent, Quetzalcoatl. I don't know why I said it like that. You all know the stories. You all know their names. Quetzalcoatl, Tezcatlipoca, Huitzilopochtli, and my personal favorite, Zipetotec. These easily pronounceable deities may have taken a complete and absolute handful of times, 5 for most of us, to get it right. But when it came down to the creation of human beings, Papa Quetzi and his lads knew how to get things done in style. First, he needed the bones of all the peeps of all the ages which came for the sun. And after an adventure which involved a trip to the underworld and the world's most useless aquatic souvenir, Quetzalcoatl was ready to go down on them bones. Wait, what? Only one problem, guys. In the process of liberating the bones from the underworld, Quetzalcoatl had miffed the Lord of the Dead. 5 for most of us. To get it right, his army of evil quails on Quetzalcoatl and his fragile bones. Well, the ones he'd taken from the... You understand. The bones, they were shattered. They were broken into shards. The gods, they brainstormed, they gathered around, and they found a brilliant solution. They solved the problem by gathering all of their bone shards into a bowl and grinding them, rendering them further down into a delicious bone meal. It is then gathered around this immense jade bowl of yum that the gods made an important realization. Bone meal is not people. And so, Quetzalcoatl, being an absolute alpha lad of a mad chad, wounded his own ween and spilt his ween blood into the bowl of bone meal, turning the meal into the spaghetti from which humans are made. Well, the other gods also added their blood, not specified whether it was ween blood for them, but you know, maybe. The point of the story is, kids, when it comes to divine demands for blood sacrifice, the root cause for any deity is always penis envy. Well, that was quite a tale. But with that, I'm just about out of time. Join us next time for another enthralling, exciting, inoffensive list of curios and factoids from our planet's distant past. Perhaps we shall produce such wonderful seminars as, I don't know, America's top 10 heroes with alternative family structures. Inoffensive stuff like that. Until then, I hope you have an excellent time. Take it easy. Like if you liked. Subscribe for the vibe. And comment now. Are they gone? I think they're gone. Patreon plug. I know you. You stayed. You want more degeneracy. You want more Wallaby mages. We want more too. Perhaps we can make an arrangement. If you would be interested, please consider leaving a donation at wallabymages/Patreon or whatever it is. Thank you for your time. Stay safe out there.